Now, you had a lot on your plate, obviously, as a new government, but this is what Marion Scrymgour said in her maiden speech, if you'll bear with me, in July. She complained about the lifting of alcohol bans in communities. She said, and I quote, "You can't just pull the pin on it without any protection, sanctuary or plan for the vulnerable women and children who the original measure was supposed to protect. To do that is more negligent." And she went on and said, both governments have to work out a plan to protect those innocent victims who are being swamped by waves of violence now that take away alcohol is getting let back into our town camps. Now, you say the Voice is about listening to Indigenous leaders, but did you listen to your own MP on that occasion?
Well, Marion Scrymgour is a great local member and a great advocate. She's a former Deputy Chief Minister of the Northern Territory, and I always listen to what Marion Scrymgour says. And she was with us yesterday. She was with us, as was Malarndirri McCarthy, the Senator for the Northern Territory as well. These issues are complex. They go to, as well, the opt-in or opt-out system goes to whether there will be seen to be different provisions for communities and individuals based upon their racial background. And that is a complex issue. That is why we are dealing with this issue. Marion was very supportive of the position that I took and that the federal government and that the Northern Territory government took yesterday. She's been on the ground repeatedly and has been doing extraordinary work in those communities.
Well, she said the other day, we can't even talk about the Voice until we address the problems in Alice Springs. Do you agree with that?
Well, Marion Scrymgour is someone who is concerned about the immediate issue which is being confronted in her local community that she represents. What we're dealing with here, though, in the longer term, and indeed the medium term, is intergenerational disadvantage. Part of the problem here, Andrew, is that the communities that we met with, for example, in the NPY lands, which crosses different state jurisdictions, South Australia, Western Australia and the Northern Territory. They were telling us, the women in those communities, as well as the police and other people we met with, that part of the problem is the young people don't have a sense of opportunity in terms of employment. They think that measures like making the CDP actually work and give a training component and give people that opportunity for a career going forward is really important. They think that the health support that we have so that people don't have to have dialysis. What happens if someone needs dialysis and they come into Alice Springs, they bring the whole families with them. The families don't have anywhere to live. So quite often they're either in overcrowded houses that creates problems, or they're sleeping rough in some circumstances as well. And what we need to do is to make sure that we do much better in that service delivery, much better in providing people with that sense of opportunity and hope. And that's something that Marion Scrymgour will play a really important role in. It's something that my government is absolutely committed to, and Linda Burney, as the Minister, is committed to as well. We've seen a failure to invest in Central Australia. That's something that the Mayor said, that's people from across the broad range of organisations we met with, all repeated. That lack of investment on the ground, making a difference so that you can try to just start to overcome that intergenerational disadvantage which is there.